What up, YouTube? Know it's been a minute since we spoke. This Big Body Cars here. Got a new project on the way. Sold SS in the last video. I guess you already know that. But I finally recently here purchased a 87 Oldsmobile Cutlass 442 from a guy here locally. I had the car, let it sit up for a while. Got a little aggravated with it. Decided he wanted to sell it. So I pulled the trigger on it. As you can see now, it needs a little work, but it ain't as bad as it was when I brought it here. I've already gutted all the interior, and the subject of I've got a brand new floor pan will be here the day after tomorrow, and I got a guy coming by gonna cut that out with a plasma cutter and weld me a new one in. And this happens to be a T-top car. It's one of the main things that made me want it. I've got all this interior. I just took it out, get it out the way so I can get it recovered, put new window regulators in it, new locks in it. Already put one new door handle in it. I got all new door handles for the outside. I've got a host of new parts. One thing I am going to do, though, I guess I could tell y'all right up front, probably be no surprise to y'all, this car does run. It has the original 307 in it, and it actually runs pretty decent, but the number one cylinder is knocking. I don't know what the deal with it is or what's going on with it. I'm not going to worry with it. It was good enough to get it around the yard a couple of times to move it so I can get it here. We can pull the motor out of it. I got a mechanic going to be here tomorrow. Pull the motor for me. I would do it myself, but I'm working 7/12s right now at work, and I just don't have time to get to it. So I'm going to get my buddy to pull the motor out for me. Once he pulls the motor out, I've got this motor giveaway. I give it to a guy what he wants with a 307. I don't know. I don't care. I don't have to lug it around my yard to keep up with it. But I've got a 2003 LQ4 60 coming with a 4L80 already ready to go. All I gotta do is put it in the car. I think I may do a cam swap before I do it. On this car I'm not doing long tube headers, but I do have a set of Hedman headers to go on it. We're gonna cut all the exhausts off tomorrow. I'm gonna replace all that. I'm gonna keep this set up here, but I'm gonna redo the AC and move it up top like I did on the SS when I had it, and I'll get to going on it. I've been keeping a tally of what it costs to buy all the parts for this car so far. So what I'll do is, once I finally get the motor here, I'll put a video up with the motor, show y'all what's going on with it before I put it in. I'll give y'all a cost of what it actually costs to put an LS motor in one of these cars. There's a lot of confusion out there on what it costs, and yeah, you can buy a motor here $500, you can get a motor there for $600, you get a motor there for $1,500, but I promise you, by the time you buy everything you have to have, and this is just to get it running now, by the time you do all your hoses, your fuel pump, your fuel line, your regulator, your motor mounts, your headers, because the regular ones ain't going to work in this car, your oil pan, because that's not going to work in this car, your power steering hoses, because you got to convert them over, and we're not even talking about AC. You're going to be pretty deep pockets in just material, and I've been keeping a parts list of it at work. And I'll tell you now, just the motor, the transmission, and everything to get it in the car up to this point, and I hadn't bought all the hoses, I'm well past $6 grand. And this is a used motor with a reman transmission. Low mileage motor, but used. And the eSIM is already pinned out and flashed, and the harness has already been rewired. But I'll give y'all an exact price on my next video, and I think that'll be very interesting to keep up with, because I get people all the time saying, hey man, I want to do an LS swap, how much does it cost, man? You think I can do about $2,000-$3,000? No. Unless you're going to just throw a motor in here and throw a carburetor on top of it. And once you do that, and buy manifolds and a oil pan, well, y'all get the point. I won't rant about that, but I think that'll be pretty interesting in my next video. The other point about this car, though, it's going to be painted, but it's really pretty solid besides the floor pan. Look around it. I mean, it's not all beat up and shot. It's not all rusted out. It's a solid body. And even though I don't know who he had to paint the car and why it has this color scheme on it, because if any of you know, the real 442s are black silver with the glowed pinstripe in here. He had this painted, as you can see, because they did a horrible job. You can just pull the paint right off of it. But I haven't decided a color, so anybody want to jump in my comments what you think. I've got blue in mine, I've got white in mine, I've got back black in mine. I hadn't really made my mind up just yet, but we're definitely going to do something different than just basic. And the sad thing about this is I got the build sheet out of the door panel when I did. This is a real 442 car. Someone just painted it like that. So I don't know. If any of my followers on here know I can find the transmission for the driver's side power seat, the housing part, jump in my comments and let me know. I found one on eBay. It's about $260, but it looks as worse as the one I took off here. I'm scared to buy it because I don't want one that's going to be worse than what I already have. I don't see the point in that. Mine's stuck shut. It's got a crack in the bottom of it. This one on eBay doesn't look cracked, but man, it looks 1,000 years old. But I know I haven't put a video up in a while. I know y'all probably wondering what I was up to. Like I said, tomorrow this motor will be out, and later this week the new motor and trans will be here. I've already got my shipping confirmation. I just got to set up a time. My floor pan will be here Monday. Once my guy gets here and puts that floor pan in, I will give y'all an update video on that, and I'll try to document this one as I go along. And the wheels, I have the 442 wheels. Tires will draw right in. These are the wheels off my son's SS, which I actually have 2 sets of these. These are actually the ones off my SS that I sold, and my sons are still under the house, which have brand new tires on them. So I didn't want to ruin that, but I do have the original wheels to this car with the chrome and the gold. Something quick, something fast, something to let y'all know what I was up to. Sorry it's been a minute, man. They got me working 6 and 7, 12. I got kids playing sports. I can't catch a break, but I'm gonna try here probably end of June 15th-ish. I should be off the outage, and I should be back on 5/8, and I'm gonna start hammering away at this thing. And I promise y'all, I will keep some more videos coming as I go along, because I'm gonna clean all this here up, paint all this, make it look all nice and pretty. I think y'all will be shocked what the ending result will be, because this car isn't as bad off as it looked. There's pollen all over it now, but she's got a little ways to go, but I don't think it's going to be as bad as the guy who sold it to me thought it was going to be. So again, that was just a quick update of what I got going on, man. It's the Big Body Cars. It's been good. Y'all have a good one.